Hey, Dirt Farmer Jay here from DirtFarmerJ.com. It was finally time to add a pole saw around here, and we think we got a good one. Let me show you what I mean. Hey, Dirt Farmer Jay here from DirtFarmerJ.com. It was time to buy a pole saw. A lot of our trees and shrubs have grown into sizes that it gets harder and harder to reach up and prune them, and it became time to get one of these. Also, we have a lot of cherry tree volunteers that are popping up all over the place, and I hope to trim these off a little bit low, keeping the blade out of the dirt, of course, but really reducing the amount of work of me getting down on my hands and knees down in there. Let the pole saw do the work. We bought the DeWalt DCPS620 Bare Tool only from Home Depot. Cost us about $179 at the time of filming, and it actually came with a neat little accessory pack where they gave us an extra bar and an extra chain that was thrown in. It was less expensive than just buying the whole setup, just the bare tool it's by itself. They had a promo going on, so that worked out really well. Well, let's walk you through it. Here you can see the box that it came in. This is going to be in 3 parts, and so it's really nice that it actually disassembles into 3 shorter sections. Therefore, the box is reasonable. When you cut open the box and open it, documentation is right at the main end. That's got both the instruction manual, some technical sheet, and then, of course, there's some packing material that allows you to easily access the 3 main components that are in here. Again, remember, this is a bare tool, so there was no charger or battery. We've already got plenty of those, so I don't need any more of those. And this is part of the suite of the 20-volt DeWalt tool suite that fits all the other batteries, so it's very handy, interchangeable batteries. Well, there's 3 sections in the box. There is the power head, there's an extension, and then there's also the trigger end or the control end where the battery pack goes. Those 3 need to be assembled together. When it comes time to assemble it, they did a pretty intuitive system. You'll see here alignment arrows that tell you exactly what sections line up with each other. Now, the way we're generally going to keep this configured is just the power head and the control without the middle extension. What are the lengths when you have the different pieces in it? Well, overall, the saw without the extension is about 60 inches long or 152 centimeters. If you add the 3-foot extension section in the middle, that adds another 91 centimeters or 3 foot. Overall, you're going to get something that is around 8 foot long or 243 centimeters. And if you add an average height person, that means you can get some pretty serious reach up on the other end of reaching up. When you do cut branches, that sort of thing, wear safety glasses. I would suggest hearing protection, and make sure you're not standing under the debris as it comes down. You just never know what's going to fall out of the tree and how sharp the matter is going to be. Speaking of safety, we think DeWalt's done a good job of the trigger unit. There's a safety on it, that there's a little kind of 3-step thing that you do. And I've read online, there's several people that have been complaining about this. It was very intuitive to us. I handed it to Rob, who's behind the camera, and said, would you trigger this? He automatically pulled back the top latch, depressed it, brought up the bottom latch, and that's exactly what it's designed to do. It's just like any other tool. You develop a little bit of muscle memory with it, and that allows that end, which you can understand is pretty dangerous and daunting, that there's always a little bit of forethought before that end comes on, and you know exactly where it is. It's not by an object or a person or an animal that you value. Now, something that's a misunderstanding also I've seen on the reviews is where the battery is placed in here. On the power head itself, several people have thought this is the battery. It is not. It's the motor housing, and they've done a nice job of branding it. They're beautiful black and yellow with the XR system extended run. But that is the motor housing. The battery actually goes on the other end down here, which actually serves a purpose. Again, Rob immediately observed, oh, that gives you a little bit of counterbalance here to where when you put a battery, and depending on the weight of the battery, how much that's going to fulcrum down here. Overall weight of the unit, about 8.5 pounds without the battery. So depending on how many amp hours of battery you put in it, is going to make the overall size. And something we notice when you first pick it up at 8.5 pounds, it's pretty heavy and it's front heavy. But several people, and I agree, that weight actually becomes a friend for you, because when you put it up in the tree or on a branch, the weight carries the blade through the work without you having to put down pressure. Again, a great feature. Once we had the battery installed, I couldn't help it. I had to be the first person to trigger it on and see how it ran. And you can see it running right here, even though we hadn't put oil in it. So I'm only going to run it just for a few seconds. I don't want it to wear on the bar at all. So, but you can see it runs very nicely. Another thing that comes with it is a scabbard that safeties the end when it's not in use. And the scabbard has a multi-tool that snaps into it. One end down here is used to adjust on the front end of the saw the in and out of the bar to tension it. And the other end, this hex area over here, is the bolts that tighten the bar into place. So that is right on board, being carried with the tool wherever you go to make immediate adjustments. And you will need to do so, because chains stretch from the get-go. They're going to stretch the most. Those of you musicians know what it's like. If you have a guitar, you string it. At first, it stretches a lot until those strings settle in, and chainsaws are the exact same way. They're going to stretch until it settles in, and then you're going to continue to get some stretch and lead to continued tension, and then eventually when it's worn out, you're going to start all over again. Something you need to be aware of is the angle of the head is fixed. If you've seen some of those flexible swivel head pole pruners, you may think that that is the case here, that you're able to adjust the head for different angles. You're not. It's fixed at this angle, which works really well off the ground and will allow you some reaching down, but that's not really what it's made for. So I want you to be aware of that. The second thing here is this hook. And what this hook does, because it's shaped, allows you to get leverage. This kind of grips into nooks and crannies. The backside allows you to drag out twigs and branches or what you've just cut freely. And that kind of is like a pruning hook in the sense that after it's been cut loose, you can pull down the debris out of the tree. Again, making sure that you're not directly in the path or where it's going to exit out and come down. And of course, before you start to run this, you absolutely need to fill up the reservoir with bar and chain oil. And there's different kinds of oil or different types. One is more vegetable based, therefore it's not petroleum based oil that's getting slung around. If that is important to you, then there is that readily available. And then there's also the other more petroleum based. Now, what makes this kind of oil different than just standard motor oil is it's stickier. Therefore, while the chain's running, it doesn't tend to sling the oil off as much. The oil sticks to the bar, the groove that the chain's running around, and lubricates the teeth on the bar. Now, right in the instruction manual, DeWalt says to make sure that you empty the reservoir every time you use it. Well, we have the electric chainsaw as well, and we found that if you leave oil in it and come back, it will have puddled all the oil out. That's because both the chainsaw and this pole trimmer do not use a pump system. It's a dribble system. So if there's oil in it and the dribble point is facing down, it's going to empty out. So if you want to keep the oil in there, one thing we found out is if you turn the unit over, so as you can see right here, there's the reservoir head. If you turn that over and store it like that, then it won't drip out. And we tried that, kept it overnight in a pan, and not a trace of oil the next day. However, when we disassembled this and after we'd actually drained all the oil out of it, except for what clung to the inside of the little reservoir, when we put it back in the box, we found that oil had leaked all over the place. You can see here on a piece of paper, there's some of the oil that it does leak out. So that might be a workaround, but their factory recommendations is that you empty the oil out of the device every time you're done using it. So our impressions right out of the box overall is very good. It looks like a durable tool, as is our commitment to you always a year later when we do some kind of initial impressions on a tool set like this. We come back and let you know how it held up in real life. So watch for that video. We'll make sure it comes out a year from now and let you know of experience. Usually with the DeWalt tools, we have great experience with our fit and finish. And have been pleased with it. Although we had a little bit of a weird thing happen this time around. We bought this as a brand new tool. When we got it out, number one, the box may have been retaped. And number two, in the extension section in the middle here, there was like a scuff, and there's scuffs on here, and there's a dent right there that none of the packaging would explain. My suspicion is someone made light use of this, maybe wanted to cut down one thing, cleaned it up, or decided it wasn't what they wanted and sent it back. But I don't think that's going to really affect the performance of the tool. And it's very likely you'll see more scars of this on this handle pretty quickly when we put it to use. Here's another DeWalt tool that has been time tested. We've had it for a couple years, and that's DeWalt's DCPS620 cordless blower. This axial blower puts out an incredible amount of air using the 20-volt batteries. We use it around here for all sorts of things. Gopher control, cleaning out gutters, blowing off fresh snow, leaf, all of that sort of thing. Take a look at it and see what you think and if it's a good tool for you. And while you're at it, also check out this other video that YouTube has chosen from our catalog that they think you'll be interested in. And we hope you will be too. Until the next time, this is Dirt Farmer Jay going out to prune some trees.